Yo, welcome back to another video, man. Welcome back to Kai Speaks. I appreciate all the love and support y'all been showing on these videos. We've been growing every single day. We're almost at 140 subscribers. This is huge, bro. We're slowly growing every single day, trying to continue to grow our content, trying to continue to grow this channel, and hopefully to help more people out there, bro. But today I wanted to talk about how, well, first of all, let me just say this first. This week so far, because we're in the middle of the week right now, has been a challenge, but I've been getting through it every single day. I've been pushing out content. I've been making sure I've been working the hardest I possibly can in order to stay consistent, right? In order to stay disciplined, in order to be on top of my stuff and get content out there for y'all, bro. But today I wanted to talk about how your daily habits can make who you are. And I talked about this video, I think it was like one of the first couple of videos I made was your daily habits, right? And your daily habits can consist of a lot of good things, but it can also consist of a lot of bad things that hold you back. Um, One of those daily habits that, like, just to give y'all an example of some daily habits that I used to do that I had to get rid of in order to seek growth. And one of those daily habits was not waking up and making my bed, right? Something as simple as that is something that changing something as simple as that has changed the way I just look at life, right? Because it's the little things that slowly get build those wins up for you, right? Throughout the whole day. Because as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're gonna have weeks, months where you just don't win, right? But you need to build up those little wins, and you still need to stay disciplined every single day, bro. Another thing is that you also need to stay patient, right? One of my biggest things about being an entrepreneur is that you're gonna go through a lot of failure. It's just that's just part of the process. Like, you think you could be doing everything right, and you possibly could be, for a whole month, right? That whole month you're doing everything, you're staying disciplined, you're staying consistent, but you're still losing, right? And this is where it tests you, bro, because this is where consistency and discipline comes into play. Because when you lose, that means you still have to stay yourself every single day, no matter what, bro. Like, going through the losing streak, making sure that I'm staying as disciplined and consistent in the charts, making sure I stay disciplined and consistent in my everyday life is one of the hardest things to do, bro. Because when you're losing, you feel like everything you're doing is for nothing. But there will get to a point where everything will start to build itself together. You'll start getting more wins, right? In your entrepreneur business, you'll start seeing the growth that you want, whether it's physically, like mentally, whatever it is, you'll start seeing that growth. So you have to stay consistent every single day, bro. That's one of the biggest things. And this comes from building good habits, great habits daily, right? And I say this because, like, being able to build those habits to make my bed every single day, even when I lose, it's some type of win for that day, right? Not only that, but going to the gym four times a week, right? That builds that habit of winning, right? Like, I'm winning every time I do these things. So when I take these losses, it's a little bit easier for me to stay consistent and disciplined, because now I've done build up all these wins throughout the day by just staying disciplined, by just staying to my craft, no matter what, no matter if I lose, win, no matter what. Like, these are non-negotiables at this point, right? I genuinely think that you have to become a person that is willing to win no matter what, right? And when I say that, I don't mean to sell yourself off, like, none of that stuff like that. When I say you need to do anything to win, that means you need to do some things that you need to get out of your comfort zone to win, right? Because sometimes you're not going to feel like making up your bed when you first wake up. You're too tired. Sometimes you're not going to feel like getting out of bed at a certain time because you're too tired. But that is when the discipline comes in. That's when the consistency comes in. That's when you have to push yourself to wake up, get out of bed, make your bed, and build up these daily wins, bro, every single day. Sometimes you're not going to feel like, there's going to be a lot of times where you don't feel like going to the gym, right? But you just have to show up. Even it might not be your best workout. You may not be feeling the best that day, but you have to show up, bro, because that is how you build that routine. That is how you build consistency. One of the biggest things that you realize is that when people talk about their personalities, they talk about a lot of things they do, right? Imagine building that personality on, okay, yeah, I'm a person who goes to the gym 4 times a week, 5 times a week. I'm a person who makes my bed whenever I wake up. I shower, brush my teeth twice a day. Um, I'll make sure I get my entrepreneur stuff done before I do anything that I want to do. And then I get to explore my days and I get to do whatever I want. Like, that is how you want to build. You're basically building your resume, but for life, bro. For life, you're building your resume. So I think that's one of the biggest things is just, no matter what, like, what you're going through, you have to stay consistent and disciplined, it's gonna look crazy, bro. Because sometimes people are gonna be like, "Dang, you got no emotions, you got no feelings." But at the end of the day, you're really just trying to get it. You're trying to get it more than anybody else. You may care about something so wholeheartedly, like like let's say you coming from a bad a bad argument with your lady, or a bad argument with your friends and stuff like that, or family. You're not feeling like doing any of this stuff. This is the time you still have to stay consistent and disciplined, because you can't let anything, literally anything, get away from what you need to do, right? Like you can't let your emotions get in the way of that sometimes. And as hard as that is to say, sometimes you just have to keep pushing through it in order to see that other side. Like you can figure things out, right? But it's gonna be too late if you slowly start slacking on going to the gym, making up your bed, doing what you need to do to stay consistent and build up these wins, bro. So these are just like, this is like one of the biggest things for success for me, because it's really like a foundation. It's like a building block, right, in order to become successful, bro. But that's pretty much it for this video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at Kai Speaks 05, and you're interested in my day training journey, follow me at Kai Academy 05. But I hope you enjoyed this video, man. I hope you make the most out of 2025. Peace.